Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we've got a bit of a tickle in our throat that we're tracking closer than NORAD tracks Santa Claus, as the Viper, playing as the Vietnamese in yellow, gets ready to take on Sitaux, playing as the Burgundians in blue. And while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to Feudal ASAP, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Vietnamese are a pretty cool civilization that has access to some pretty cool archer units. The first is their unique unit, the Rattan Archer. This is the second fastest foot archer in the game, comes with a decent attack and a massive amount of pierce armor. Think Huskarl with a bow and arrow. Now, the second is their other unique unit, the Imperial Skirmisher. This is a better armored version of the already powerful Elite Skirmisher that does come with a higher attack and bonus against foot archers and cavalry archers. Now, if that's not enough, archer for you, all units that come out of a Vietnamese archery range automatically have 20% more HP. Now, to support their range units on the field of battle, Vietnamese elephants can be upgraded to get 100 extra HP, making them the second chunkiest chunkers in the game after the Persian War Elephant. And in Imperial Age, they do hit the ground running because they get conscription for free automatically. Now, to afford the cost of training all of these units, their range, their battle elephants, etc., goats, you guys are going the wrong way. All Vietnamese economic technologies cost no wood and are researched twice as fast as normal, and their lumberjacks can be upgraded to generate a small amount of gold every time they jack their lumber. Now, unlike other civilizations with features designed to help them against raids, the Vietnamese have a cool feature design to help them raid more efficiently. After he pulls the elephant, we'll take a very quick look at the Viper's line of sight. Notice anything on the minimap? As the Vietnamese, you know exactly where your opponents have spawned on the map, allowing you to raid, allowing you to explore and head directly there a lot more quicker than most. Now, across the sands, as we saw in the southern portion of the map, we've got Sitaux playing as the John Belushi of civilizations, the Burgundians. This civilization rather comes with a bunch of crazy features and upgrades. To start with, they do focus on their cavalry, being the only civilization to have cavaliers in Castle Age, and their unique unit, the Coustelier, is a medium cavalry shock unit that has a charge attack where every 40 seconds, a massive plus 20 or plus 25 is added to its attack. And that's to support their cavalry on the field of battle. Oh, the villager taking a bit of damage from the elephant. Elephants and rhinos always pretty scary on these maps. Oh, the goat blocked. The goat blocked. But you might want to get some villagers here. Okay, does manage to take down the elephant after a bit of a confusing under the canopy activity there. As I was saying, to support Burgundian cavalry on the field of battle, their gunpowder units come with 25% higher attack. They have access to a second unique unit, the Flemish Militiamen. This is a medium infantry unit with a pretty decent attack bonus against cavalry units. And now, if that's not enough military for you, the Burgundians can conscript their entire civilian population by turning each and every one of these villagers into a Flemish militiaman and allowing even more Flemish militias to be trained out of their barracks, a la Goths, a la Italians, a la Huns, etc. Now, in order to pay for their war machine, Burgundian stable technologies are 50% cheaper. Their relics generate food in addition to gold. All economic upgrades are available in Age earlier and are cheaper, and their farmers, similar to the lumberjacks of the Vietnamese, can be upgraded to generate a small amount of gold as they till their fields. This has quickly become a pretty popular matchup. I don't know if that's by design or, in the random chaos of the universe, in the random number generator that governs all creation, it somehow has worked out that way. But we've seen a lot of Vietnamese versus Burgundian. Now, I'm not too upset about that, because these are pretty versatile civilizations. I mean, we've seen the Viper with the Vietnamese raiding with battle elephants, and we've seen basically a bunch of different strategies with the Burgundians, given how powerful some of their features and crazy they are. And look at this, the Viper, even though he knows where his opponent is, took a bit of a circuitous route here. Not too sure why, but a bit of a, what do we want to say, large intestine-shaped path here on the minimap. His opponent, the Burgundian, has made a beeline for his opponent and has seen exactly where his opponent is, so no longer needs to worry about not knowing where the attacks might come from or where he should attack from. Let's take a look at the bases as the players head up to Feudal. The Viper having added an extra villager is basically about 40 or so seconds, just under 40 seconds behind his opponent. Speaking of his opponent, primary gold secure in the back, primary stone exposed, additional gold and stone off campus in the forward position, and one more pile of gold to the back. Nice and safe. Has he seen it? Yes, he has. The Viper. Primary gold also nice and secure in the back. Primary stone also nice and exposed in the front with another few mineral patches just kind of strewn about to the north and south of his base. Forest locations, let's take a look. He's got a small forest in the back and two in the front that he's going to probably use to complete himself a wall off. Our Burgundian. Ooh, I mean, I don't mind the anchor forests here that he can use to create a bit of a wall off. Might want to use the stone if he's feeling adventurous as part of his wall off. And he's got 3 forests in the backwards position. Take a look at the Viper's base to the west. Completely open. No more forests to the back, but a little bit further afield, he does have a bunch of wood. Whereas our Burgundian, after these forests, there's not really much that is very safe for him to take. But we'll see. That's neither here nor there. We're only 10 minutes in. Who will get here first? The Viper Scout or Sitaux Villager? The Viper Scout. And Sitaux says, you know what? I'm just going to make a funnel. Forget the wall off. I'm just going to make it so that if you want to engage into me, you'll have to take some town center fire. And let's see what he's building now that he's in feudal. We saw the stable. We see an archery range. So he is going military, not fast castle for him at all. The Viper. Archery range. No secondary structure just yet, but a spearman already out. So expecting some kind of harass, and rightly so. Sitaux here heading out already with 2 scouts. No kills for any player. And now the Viper sees this, provides a bit of an honor escort here to these enemy scouts, mocking Sitaux, saying, I see exactly where you're going. I see exactly what you're doing. Sitaux is going to discover, by the way, that the entire western portion of the Viper's base is completely open, and he's going to absolutely love it. His base, oh, you can call it open, but if he wants to constrict himself, we've seen Mr. Yo create little enclaves for himself in the past, where he takes, you know, what potentially is an open base and just makes it into a small, little, tiny settlement. So Sitaux does have that option. The Viper, not so much, unless he wants to expend a huge amount of wood, which he doesn't really have at the moment. Sitaux, a lot less wood than the Viper, but the Viper cannot afford. He still needs a secondary structure. Will it be military? Will it be economic? What will it be for our Vietnamese who walls in his villagers? But 2 more scouts heading over from the Burgundian settlement. They see the flag on the archery range. They know there is a unit inside of here. They don't know what. Is it an archer? Is it a skirmisher? Doesn't really matter. 4 skirmishers, 2 spearmen are heading to the very, very southern extent, southwestern extent of the Burgundian settlement. And this is the problem now. I mean, Sitaux, so much idle time for this villager, a bunch of resources spent, and at the end of the day, the Viper's still here. The Viper's still pushing in. At the same time, though, his base is being pushed into by 8 army supply as well. 4 skirmishers can take out 2, especially with 4 scouts. And the Viper, oh my god, is he just turning around and going home? Very conservative play out of our Vietnamese right now. Scouts taking a few unnecessary javelin shots to the face. Villager count, army count, very, very similar. Both sitting on the same exact supply. One with a few more villagers, one with a few more military. Nothing really game ending at the moment. And oh man, I did not expect this out of the Viper, that he would just give up so quickly the aggression on the other side of the map. All of the javelins miss except one. And first kill goes to the Viper at the 15.5-minute mark of the game, but Sitaux retorts immediately, and then the Viper retorts to the retort and gets another kill. 3 kills to 1. Skirmishers on the high ground. There's a lot of high ground here, by the way. I like these big mountains. But it looks like the Viper is going to be able to shoo this away, especially with the spearmen thrown in here. Not much that Sitaux's scouts can do. That being said, 4 more army count being added in here. Line should get activated at some point soon, no? Looks like he kind of wanted to, but then the spearmen died. 8 kills to 5. Scouts chasing scouts to the south. Scouts attacking skirmishers. Skirmishers chasing into skirmishers. random spearman shows up, immediately pokes and guns down a scout. It looks like the Viper scout here as well has died. So both players exchanging basically the same oh my god, the same type of units. Numbers wise though, the Viper 4 kills ahead. Defender's advantage, man oh man, but one of his skirmishers is basically on his last legs. I mean, this guy felt a tickle in his throat like I do, but he felt it a week ago. He didn't go get it checked out, and now he's at 1 HP. Lesson to everyone: go get yourself checked out by a doctor if you do not feel good. That is today's PSA. I should insert a graphic across the screen, across the game right now of that star, you know, that flies by with LeVar Burton and goes, "The more you know." Early screening for colds will help prevent being a big cry, whiny baby like I get when I become sick. And I ask for tea, and I ask for pizza, and I ask for everything that I probably shouldn't be consuming. Oh man. I've been told on good authority that we become big babies when we get cold, us men. But that is neither here nor there. The Viper, a bit of weird that his spearmen are on the other side of the skirmishers here. They should be forward, engaging into these scouts, and Sitaux just absolutely is going to overwhelm the Viper's army here. And these are 6 skirmishers that may not make it home. Look at Sitaux, beautiful game sense. He knows he doesn't need these skirmishers anymore. He knows there might be reinforcements, so he sends them all the way to the Viper's base, while at the same time absolutely wrecking. Oh my god, look at these dead bodies. The Lion wanted to get one. Unfortunately for him, they are already dead. And now army count 12-3. But does the Viper care? He is a minute and 15 seconds away from Castle Age. Another stable. He's got 2 archery ranges. What was his secondary structure that he built? Oh, the blacksmith up here. So I hope the fact that we're seeing 3 archery ranges means we're going to get to see some ranged units. Although the stable always makes me hopeful to see elephants out of the Vietnamese. I absolutely love those 420 HP pothead elephants. They're just so much fun to watch, even with missing blast furnace. They are just so freaking tanky. But that's neither here nor there. Right now, the Viper's got 3 spearmen as his entire army. And look at, I don't even know if this is, I don't know if this is going to work to his benefit. I don't know. I mean, I guess you want to wall these guys in, but this house has 26 HP. Sitaux attacking the gate instead. A minute, 15 seconds away from Castle Age himself. What is he destroying, deleting? Looks like a house that was deleted to make room for a town center. He's going cav archers. Remember, instead of 50 HP, they're going to pop out with 60 because that cool feature of the Vietnamese. Yeah, 60 HP. Glad to know I'm not wrong about everything. Man, Sitaux. I'm absolutely shocked that he is only a minute and 15 seconds behind his opponent. How much food he invested in scouts, and now the spearmen are trapped. Now with the knight here, this knight is going to do more damage than those 2 gates in that house. And that's it. Our Burgundian's aggression is over. There's not really much that he can do at this point. Skirmishers are going to accomplish exactly nothing. I don't even think he got a civilian kill here with those skirmishers. Although it does show that he did kill 2 villagers. And let's see what the speeds are. 1.55 to 1.40. So in theory, these scouts should be pretty good. And look at the upgrades that our Burgundian is getting. Upgrading his scouts to light cav at the same time getting the cavalier upgrade. Okay. I mean, if you're going to pick one, pick one. Not that the light cav upgrade is expensive at all, but like I said, if you're going to pick one, pick one. Or maybe not. We'll see. We'll see how he does with these light cav. For now, they are chasing the Viper's cav archers right as the Viper I thought was going to push in, but then immediately retreats home again. Why does he keep retreating home with his units to the west? Ooh, a knight is going to stop, get 1 or 2 whacks off. Ooh, look at that one in the front. And now the Viper is going to know. Should Sitaux have done this? Should he have revealed that he has gone cavalier so early? And the Viper's units, their HP. I mean, if this was any other Civ, basic Cav Archers would be dead by now. This 10 extra HP has kept these guys alive for so long. Unfortunately for the Viper, their longevity has basically just netted them one extra light cavalry kill. And now Viper's going to know. 1.4 movement speed still. 1.49 movement speed for these much more powerful knights. A third town center for our Vietnamese. No additional town center for our Burgundian, who is behind 3 villagers. So he's going to be significantly down villager count. This is the build of somebody who is very much interested in just military. The Viper's playing his usual economic build-up style. More units streaming across the map. We know they're Cavaliers and light cav, but fighting underneath the town center, not exactly ideal here for Sitaux. Viper's happy to lead these guys on a merry little chase, even though his units do move slower. Ballistics in 36 seconds. They'll be able to track those Cavaliers and snipe them down much more efficiently. And now it's Sitaux who runs away. Look at his light cav. Wow, they are bruised and battered. Villager is not making it home. He is like his skirmisher friends who died out in the desert. This lion still watchful over their burial ground. It is sacred ground for that lion. And what are we working with? Bloodlines now. My goodness. 80 HP. Oh, goodness. 80 HP Cav Archers. 14 of them in a monk. Against 5 light Cav, 7 Cavaliers. Economic upgrades are basically identical. Heavy Plow being the only real difference here for our Burgundian, who has in the meantime built a second town center. So my assumption that he was going to go pure military, we'll see if that pans out. I mean, even pure military, you need to support it with an economy, but the Viper going up to 3 town centers, he's already 7 villagers ahead, but his army count's starting to fall, and he does technically have the weaker unit. Attack of an 8, attack of a 13, 120 HP to 80. The only problem here, well, I was going to say the only problem for the Viper here is that he doesn't have husbandry, but of course I take a look at the top left of my screen and he's getting husbandry. So they'll start moving at a 1.54, which makes it very problematic for these Cavaliers in terms of catching up. What are you? You are a secret monk here on a mission. A Burgundian already has collected 1 relic. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it's 30 food per minute that 1 relic gives you, which is not bad. You know, it's not terrible. So 2 relics in a minute will give you basically 60 food. And the more he collects, the more food he gets. And this is something the Viper should not be doing, which is stopping to engage into these Cavaliers. 1 converted Cav Archer does fire on his former brothers. There is also a monk in here, and he gets a Cavalier himself. And where's he going? Why is the game glitching a little bit? Has anyone else experienced a bunch of issues with the latest patch? I definitely have. And I am not too keen on it. Not too happy about it. Okay, players disengage for a hot second right before the Viper comes back and immediately tries to kill the traitorous Cav Archer. Will he get him? Probably. Oh my god, look at that dodging. Oh, but 1 random arrow. Oh, you'd think this was a longbow, the route that arrow took. And more conversions attempted here for our Burgundian. Let's see if he gets any. No, he does not. But the Cav Archers need to back off. They cannot just hang around here. Town watch for the Viper. Leather archer armor for these Cav Archers. They're going to be at a +2/+2. And he is going to be able to see these Cavaliers coming from a mile away now that he's got the upgrade for it. A 3rd relic for our Burgundian. 90 food per minute. Doesn't sound like much, but I mean, if the game goes on for another half an hour, what's 30 times 90? 2,700 food? And that's assuming he stays on 3 relics, and he is going up to Imperial. The Viper is nowhere close. Our Burgundian, off the back of 71 villagers, because his units are just so damn tanky, he doesn't need to build that many of them. But what he needs to be careful of is Not the greatest micro out of the Viper, honestly. Okay, now he fixes it. I was gonna say, why do you have 24 Cav Archers and you're attacking one monk with all 24? But because the Burgundian can take a beating, because he's got 4 pierce armor against a unit that attacks on an 8, 4 damage to a unit with 120 HP means 30 30 CAs, Cav Archers needed to one-shot a Cavalier. So he can kind of just mess around with the Viper a little bit while he heads up to Imperial. And the Viper, I don't know if the Viper has any clue that this is coming. He must see the score, but maybe he thinks because his army supply is so much bigger. I wonder what the Viper thinks is happening right now. In a minute, he's going to notice. But a good amount of shots here by the other Mangonel that died, unfortunately. And now the Viper, he's sending out a bit of an exploration force. He must suspect that something's amiss. Why are you not attacking me? Where is your army? What is going on? You are the Burgundians. I know you're an economic powerhouse. I know what you are capable of, because I do it myself when I play the Burgundians. And in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, let's see it. Are we going to get to see Paladins is the real question mark, because Burgundian stable techs are the cheapest. 50% off. Generally, the Burgundians are the first civilization to always get Paladins because it's just so much cheaper. Oh, he's trying to stop, he's trying to squash the Viper's army here, but the Viper peeling to the right instead of to the left into the Mangonel. And oh man, on the high ground means it takes 2 volleys. This is a lot of army out of the Viper, though. 47 army supply. The Paladins are still 2 minutes away. He's engaging into this. Why is Sitaux engaging into this? Go run away. Lead the Viper on a chase. 1.49, 1.54 movement speed. He'll catch you, but it won't do that much damage. Back home, he's training more Cavaliers. How many? He's going up to 23 Cavaliers. Now he is raiding the Viper's base. The Viper's base completely open. Immediately, gate, house, duck, goose. Oh, but one tile. Why did he build a wall and not a house? Fascinating, uncharacteristic mistake here by the Viper, whose base now finds itself under attack. But honestly, 34 Cav Archers. 34 Cav Archers can do a good amount of damage, especially when the villagers are already garrisoned inside the town centers. Although a few of them are kind of just hanging out. Viper might be a little too late to recall these guys, but no, never mind. Do they even have 1 economic kill? 1 second, I'm going to try to use my amazing clicking skills to click on some of these. 10 kills, yeah, 9 economic kills. And now they're Paladins, and the Viper sees that they're Paladins. Armor upgrades in full, still missing Blast Furnace. But why is he throwing them away like this? He is significantly outnumbered. He loses 2 to conversions. 1 hero Paladin surges into the battle, thinking he can change the destiny of his fellow man. And let's see if he can. Let's see. He's got a few more friends joining in on the fight, but streaming them in 1 at a time? Ugh, I don't know about that, Sitaux. Streaming them in 3 at a time with a bit of light Cav support, though, that might be great. And look at the Viper's resources. He's training 10 Cav Archers at a time, but the Paladins are there to the left. The Paladins are pushing in through the center. The castle has been denied. Oh, you've tethered your fast Paladin to the Scorpion. Why the hell did you do that? Doesn't really matter. They arrived just the same. And the Viper thinks he can send his villagers forward. Nuh-uh, says Sitaux. My Paladins are going to stop you. And let's see what happens here. These Paladins, fully armored, 7 freaking pierce armor against a unit that does 8 damage with no bonus, by the way. No bonus, which means these guys do 1 HP damage to a Paladin, which means these Paladins are basically invincible. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Do you see the HP on the Paladins being reduced at all? Look at this. What an absolute disaster for the Viper. But he's got the numbers. Maybe not anymore. He's got 19 Cav Archers. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no. Again, let's see if... let's make sure I'm not wrong, because sometimes you guys know in the heat of the battle, in the heat of the moment, my histrionic nature takes over. So the Cav Archer attacks on an 8, no bonus whatsoever against the Paladin, and the Paladin's got 7 pierce armor. 160 shots to kill one Paladin is just ridiculous. Viper raided to the west. I mean, he doesn't know, but we know there's villagers moving forward with 800 stone. I wonder what those villagers are for. Not a matter of if, but when and where the castle will drop. Castle for the Viper has been denied. Not too sure why he even needs a castle. He's not going to go rattan archers against the Paladins. If anything, build more stables and start plopping out some elephants, some of those chunky elephants, and look at his resources. Non-existent. Wow. What an absolute beautiful maneuver out of Sitaux to get this Paladin. Like I said, because their stable techs are 50% cheaper, the Burgundians are known for getting to Paladin the quickest. In general, on the whole. Not every single time, not every single game, every single player, but on the whole, because it does cost a lot less, and the Paladin upgrade is not cheap at all. Wow, what a beautiful move out of Sitaux to double down on the Paladin. I wasn't too sure what was going on. He was throwing a bunch of Cavaliers away down here with the raids over here. When the Cav Archers wedged themselves in here and they were just gunning down his Cavaliers. I wasn't sure what the game plan was, but I guess the second he hit Paladin, look at them, now they're fully upgraded with Blast Furnace, with Plate Barding Armor, with anything and everything. Husbandry, Bloodlines, no, because the Burgundians don't get Bloodlines. That just wouldn't be fair for the John Belushi civilization to have Cavaliers with Bloodlines in Castle Age. 80 Paladins, most of the game they were Cavaliers. 105 Cavalry Archers, peak APM for the Viper midway through the game, peak APM for our Burgundian in the beginning of the game. The economy, the Viper, yeah, look at this. He's got more wood and stone, but less food and gold. And these are the two resources that our Burgundian really needed. So 4 relics is 120 food per minute, which is basically what? Enough for almost basically 2 Paladins? Wow, 4 relics for him. So he played his Civ perfectly, did Sitaux. I mean, look, keep in mind the Viper as well. I always say when your opponent goes melee, yeah, you know, produce some battle elephants, but the major negative of a battle elephant is that it is slow AF. It can get outmaneuvered. So maybe the castle wasn't a bad idea. Maybe just not here. Maybe more of a defensive castle to protect your infrastructure somewhere here. But in any event, that is neither here nor there. Our Burgundian, 168 kills, 68 villagers. The Viper killed 1 villager and 105 total kills, meaning 104 military. And with that, with the perfect tech switch at the perfect time, at the end of the game, he did have a higher villager count just by virtue of killing more of the Viper's villagers. But man, oh man, what just a clean cut game out of our Burgundian using his most powerful unit to just swarm over. And with doing 1 damage per shot, there is literally nothing the Viper can do. I mean, there's literally nothing. He is light years ahead, light years away, rather, from going up to Imperial, which means these guys are basically maxed out at doing 1 damage per volley. So how many are there here? 18 damage. He needs 8 volleys, 9 volleys rather. 8 or 9. My brain isn't working properly. 8 or 9 volleys to kill 1 Paladin. Meanwhile, the other Paladins are just killing his Cav Archers. So overall, a fantastic game out of both players, but Sitaux with the chunky Paladin. We all love to see this unit does take the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.